We are live and alive in the 915. What's going on, everyone? And welcome to another Monday night online mic. We are here based out of El Paso, Texas, here in the U.S. Southwest border. Sorry, I lost got a message there. Anyway, hey, welcome guys. If you've never been here before, this is an open mic that we hold online, and like any other open mic, if you want to perform, all you have to do is sign up. The link to sign up is in the description of this video. So if you've been here before, you already know what's up. Again, just because we're online, we get to kind of connect with people from all over the country and all over the world. Like I said, we are based out of El Paso, Texas. So in addition to our online open mics, we do have open mics and special events all throughout the city at various venues throughout the month, throughout the week. In fact, so just to let you guys know about some stuff going on. By the way, yes, if you are here with us on YouTube, definitely, I heavily encourage you guys to hang out with us in the live chat. Just, it's always fun to see who's listening in. So, like, if you like a poem, if you like a line, if you really like something that was said, or if you were really inspired, let us know in the chat. Also, if you didn't like something, okay? You know? No, I like my friend Josh Modini says, if you didn't like it, don't tell anybody, okay? Keep it to yourself. But anyway, we are the Barbed Mike series. Uh, we have been in the city, El Paso region since 2007, and in that time, we've been able to do all sorts of cool events with cool people. And tonight, this is part of that tradition. Welcome. Like I said, we do have other events this week, so something I'll do is just kind of do like the morning announcements, like at school, right? So this week, Tuesday, we will be downtown at Mona Bar of Modern Art. That is on San Antonio Street. Um, you can find it by looking for a bunch of cool signs, including the legendary Tap Bar and Restaurant right there. In addition to Mona Bar, there's their new bar, Brunette and Rosewood, La Bang Bang. So, and the Garrison. There's a bunch of cool places to check out in downtown El Paso, right there on that strip. That is going to be a late mic, so we do signups at 8 and the show starts at 9 p.m. If you're interested, that is open to any kind of act. So if you are also a dancer, if you do magic tricks, if you do any sort of choreography or even acting, right? We've had actors come up and do skits, little monologues or with the group do something. All of that is open. It's open to anything. It's the kind of like the free reign one. Any kind of the only limit is your imagination and that you're cool with people. We have a code of conduct, but we'll worry about that later. Wednesday, we have another debut event. We're going to be downtown at a place called the Crown of Crows. This is an event that we are calling Storycraft. And essentially, it is a storytelling show and an opportunity to get feedback for your work. And so, what it is, unlike one of our regular open mics, not everyone is going to perform. If you bring a piece to read, an excerpt up to 15 minutes, what you will do is put your name into a chalice that we have. I went and purchased a golden chalice. If you've seen our social media, you've already seen it in one of our teasers. But you'll put your name in the chalice. Doors open at 6, and at 7 p.m. we draw the first name. All right, and that person will go up on stage and read their piece. Again, up to 15 minutes. That's the time length that we're going with. So if it's shorter, that's perfectly fine. If it's a little longer, you may want to just read and time it out. And if all possible, maybe even make copies. Again, there's no guarantee you will read that night. So 15 minutes to read it, and then the next 15 minutes will be for Q&A and feedback critique. It's an opportunity to just hear, some of the best ways to get feedback are from people listening to your work, right? Maybe even reading it again. If you have maybe a digital copy, maybe you can do a QR code or something where we can open it on our phones. But hopefully, this is something to help people with their craft, craft their stories, hence the name, right? And we will do that a couple more times, up to 4 times that night. Crown of Crows is a unique place downtown, 702 Myrtle. And again, first name is drawn at 7. So if you want to get in that chalice. And by the way, so if you read that night, we would probably cycle through more names until we get to you again, right? But come through and again, you don't have to read. If you just want to listen, you're more than welcome to hang out. You know what I'm saying, Marilu? Okay. By the way, shout out to everyone tuning in right now. We got Ed, Egypt to G300. What's up? Welcome, welcome. We also have Emily in the house hanging out with us. Okay. if you're from EPCC, shoot a message in the live chat and I will give you the information. In fact, you can read it in the description. In the description of YouTube, just listen, watch for a bit, and then email me. It's all in the description. But to really quick with announcements, we don't have a show on Thursday, but we do have a team up on Friday. We are collaborating with El Paso Community College, the Chrysalis, the literary magazine, as well as EPCC Papagayo, which I'm one of the co-facilitators. We are inviting El Pasoan Gabriel Dozal, who has a collection called the Border Simulator. He will be reading at the campus like at noon at Verde campus, and but at 6 p.m. we are going to have an open mic. While reading, he'll be doing a reading and book signing from 6, and then an open mic from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. So if you guys want to come hang out with some of the students and meet Gabriel himself. That open mic is open to the community. It is going to be at the Falstaff that is in South Central El Paso. That's 3801 Frutas Avenue. And lastly, last thing, this is a bonus. If you guys like live music and you live in El Paso, this Saturday on the east side, I am going to be fulfilling one of my other jobs that I do. I work with a nonprofit called the Jazz Exchange, and I will be hosting a show that night. Come through, and it's going to be a brass band called the Borderland Brass Band. Very cool stuff. You can find all this stuff online on our social media. But I think those are all the announcements I can think of for now. As always, if you really want to be kept up to date, follow us online at Barbed Open Mic. Any social media, if you type that in, we will show up. But also, you can check out our website, BWOMS.com. There's a calendar there. There's a link so you can subscribe to the calendar and just, kind of be kept up to date with everything we have going on. All right, which is a lot. And because we have a lot going on, I needed a break today. Last week was pretty busy. This whole weekend was. So I asked Kit to fill in. So without further ado, I'm just going to go ahead and hand it over to today's host. I'll be sitting back and listening in to everyone's amazing work and also working with stuff here. So if you guys are interested, you can hang out on YouTube, comment, all that good stuff. I will share links. But for now, today's host, give it up for Mr. Monday Night, Kit Wren. Kit, when you're ready, take it away, my friend.
Yes, sir. All right. Yes, we have a full calendar. It was 5 years ago in April. That is to say, it was 5 Aprils ago when we started doing these YouTube Monday nights, just to get us through what was a very uncertain period in human history. But then again, aren't they all? So yes, thank you for being part of the Monday night tradition that we've been keeping going this whole time. Friends from all around the world. I'm going to start things off with a cover poem, a little concept that we have. I'm going to read to you now The Good Fortune of Material Existence by Marrufo. Without bringing any more people into the planning loop, I have decided to have breakfast. I have made cautious inquiries and finally learned it is Thursday. My attention sets out in a cheerful mood on a memorable expedition to the sink. Oh, blank and hopeless days. Oh, long, sleepless nights. They are forgotten now as I turn on the cold, clear water of the stream. All the rivers of the world convene in me. They rush over my hands. They enter my mouth. They cover my face. I am compelled to drink my own tears, as you too will be when you wake. That was The Good Fortune of Material Existence by Marrufo. Very lovely poet. And we have a roster of people, like I said, from all over the continent, all over the world, ready to read. A lot of friends we made during those uneasy pandemic times. And they're still our friends. Isn't that nice? Isn't that great? And so we're going to start off, not in El Paso, but just up the Rocky Mountains just a little bit in Denver, Colorado. And that's where our friend Michael Sindler makes his living. So, Michael, when you're ready, start us off.
Yeah, if you can call it a living. I'm going to put up a little thing for lighthouseriders.org here. Wonderful place, wonderful organization that has all kinds of workshops and events and things, including Lit Fest, which they're right now, they're already have the listings up there for things. A lot of amazing people in the past, many of the greatest. And one of those has been Marrufo. And because of that, I've got a chance to meet and talk with her before. And let me tell you, she is the sharpest wit you will ever be around. Oh my God. But anon, we will march on. Um, as some of y'all are aware, this is a very special day. This is Trans Awareness Day, and you can see I have my "You will have to go through me" shirt on, and to show that I am an ally and will always remain an ally. So I'm going to read a couple of poems I wrote, sort of to that. This first one is called Your Singular Spark. Not an accident of birth or fate, not someone to fear or hate. You're just what you're supposed to be, even if it isn't what others see. Urges felt, at first not understood, from the beginning of childhood, are sweet and beautiful and right, should not be hidden out of sight. How you think or talk or act or dress does not make your love any less. What counts is to be yourself. You can't live for someone else to tell you what's right or wrong. They can't hear your inner song that knows from the first bar, he, she, they, friends and allies understand and are okay, won't judge with biased minds or hearts if you transition genders, body parts. We will not leave you in the dark. We will treasure your singular spark. And the other one, kind of similar, called Copacetic. I see you exactly as you're supposed to be. I see you knowing that biology is more than just binary. I see you as authentic, brave, and true. I see you awestruck how you thrived and grew past torments you were put through. I see you scared and scarred, but not daunted. I see you defeating ghosts that left you haunted, no longer feeling lost and unwanted. I see you as your confidence grows. I see you love the face your mirror shows, proud of the true self you've exposed. I see you unbroken and unapologetic, compassionate and empathetic. I see you and know that you are copacetic. Okay, and I will put on the hat, and probably because of the spotlight, you couldn't see my face when Kit read his cover, because what I have lined up here is another Marrufo poem, and it's called Women in Labor. Women who lie alone at midnight because there is no one else to lie to. Women who lie alone at midnight, at noon, in the laundromat destroying their own socks. Women who lie alone at midnight, Hans Brinker or the Silver Skates. Women who lie alone at midnight as the first furl of starlight pearls the moon with nacre. Women who lie alone at midnight, sending a postcard bearing the face of a bawling infant who cries, I am for the new. Women who lie alone at midnight, reciting the names of shoes. Women who lie alone at midnight, spurting unjustified tears, the kind that run sideways, never reaching the mouth, the kind you cannot swallow. Women who lie alone at midnight singing, breast away the burden of my tinder and afterwards burp. Women who lie alone at midnight, obeying the laws of physics. Women who let their dreams curl at the end. Women in a monastery of flamingos. Women who die alone at midnight, contributing to the end, to lost time, to the rain and flies, seeing the bird they saw trapped in the airport, surviving by the water fountain. What's more, try it sometime. It works. So yeah, she's a pretty brilliant poet. And I wanted to read one more. This is by Elizabeth Abers, and it's translated by Jacqueline Pope. I'm sure that our resident poet laureate would know more about this, but unfortunately she's not here tonight. I'm missing Robin. So this is Poet as Housewife. Always a broom leaned against a wall, meals never on time if they come at all, days without dates through which she moves, empty and stubborn, slightly confused, ironing hung dejectedly over a chair, gestures that come from who knows where, old letters unanswered, piled together, papers and pills stuffed deep in a drawer. Thankful to be part of your heart's great whole, yet devoted to the limits of her own small skull. Oh, orderly biped, take heed. Leave her alone. Let her read. Okay, once again, thank you all very much.
Right. Thank you, Michael. Thank you. Really appreciate what Michael has done for the cover poem. You're not required to put on a hat to read your cover poem, but I don't know. I get happy when I see it. I think it's fun. But yes, coming up next, say a poet who has their very own collection through of neuroqueer poetry that is available through means both sinister and otherwise. But they were just going outside to take a look at some astronauts. They gave me some proof over blue sky. We're real happy to welcome David Latif to the mic. David, when you're ready.
Awesome. Yeah, I picked this poem out before I went to go see the International Space Station fly overhead. This is called EVA. It's about a friend of mine. There was one day in college, my 5th year, when I was trapped in the apartment that felt like a space station for one, hurtling into the blackness of space. And you came to my place because I was too stressed about all the classes I had missed, hands too shaky to hold the steering wheel straight, so you came over to my place. You said you wanted to get rid of some leftover homemade Jell-O. I still don't know if you knew how badly I needed someone to rescue this wayward satellite tossed by the gravity of my depression out of Earth's orbit, but you maneuvered your shuttle right outside of my front door, and through a careful, caring spacewalk, you dragged me out of my apartment and back to where I needed to be. My next several poems are about being queer and kind of, because again, Trans Day of Visibility. Trying to make myself visible anyway. This is a poem that I wrote a little while ago called I'm Tired of Being Brave. Or strong, or whatever else people say that they think is praise for existing as a neuroqueer person. They say that to everyone who's going through it. But I know how strong and brave I am for strongly and bravely standing up for the controversial right for trans and disabled people to be visibly trans and disabled. I know because it's exhausting. It's exhausting to be brave and strong enough to fight with every legislator and teacher and boss I've ever had about my right to exist. All I want is to stop being strong. I need a break from being brave. I need someone to come help me, to not just call themselves an ally, but to actively be one. This next one is some new shit. I got a wonderful title from a wonderful person at one of the uh, writing workshops that we had this past Wednesday. His poem is called Diary of a Wimpy Kid, but he's trans and has a cigarette hanging from his lips. I remember hearing the phrase, "it gets better," so damn often. I really want to believe it's true, the same way I tried to keep believing in Jesus after I knew he was a lie. But at this point, I really don't know if it does get better. I wanted to believe in happy endings for everyone. But there's a point where you realize not everyone gets one. Almost no one gets one. So when you were a sad ass kid, only for it to go downhill from there? But I was nostalgic for third grade and seventh grade. I feel like my happiest moment passed me by the same way affordable housing did. If it got better, I wouldn't have panic attacks anytime I have to interact with anyone remotely considered normal. If it got better, I'd be incredibly clear that I'm incredibly queer. I'd have a proper coming out rather than putting they them shit on everything I own and hoping people will notice. I'd have the bravery to correct people when they say he and him and his, words that feel like rusty nails dragging on my soul. But I am afraid, and partially for good reason. Because judgment can be lethal, not always, but like Trans Day of Remembrance exists for a reason, especially now. And the closet door can function as a shield, at least a little bit. A thin tower shield that your landlord bought on a budget. I mean, it may not be able to stop bullets or even fists, but it might slow them down a little bit. So when you say it gets better and I peek outside the closet door to see how better has been trending in the negative direction, well, forgive me if, like Thomas, I have some doubts. And this last poem is from my book. It's called The Chair, A Cluttered Pile of Neuroqueer Poetry. You can get it on Amazon. You can also get it from me. I need to buy more author copies, but if you see me at one of the open mic nights, hand me a $10 bill. I'll hand you a book of poetry. I actually traded Laura Lynette a CD of her music for a book of poetry. But yeah, this last one is called Reclaiming Redemption. It's about pride. A thing that I really hope we have this June. There's a building downtown, a sinister stone structure founded on fear, with vast iron doors forged in hellfire and homophobia, open only to those who are seen as sanctified. I avoid it most days, but today is not most days. Today I parade past surrounded by support riding a queer-ass skateboard, wearing a queer-ass cape, being queer as fuck. And I see it surrounded with love, gates closed, besieged by rainbow banners, and I know that I belong on this side of those gates. I remember that Jesus said, "The gates of hell will not prevail against us." Thank you so much. My name is David Latif. You can find my book, The Chair, A Cluttered Pile of Neuroqueer Poetry, on Amazon or in my backpack. You can find me on substack.com/@poeticuniversalfriend. It's a fun non-binary joke. That's where I'm posting a whole bunch of poetry. I posted some of the stuff that I've read here. I have more coming. I've been posting every day. I'm probably not going to be able to keep doing that, but I've been posting some poetry and some other stuff as well. So thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, David. Ooh. All right. Real pleased with that. So yeah. Love to hear about artists supporting artists. A CD for a book trade. That sounds pretty even. Support physical media. Don't just rent the rights to something. I need to do better on that myself. But we're going to go now to Gainesville, Florida, and this next performer performed in El Paso once upon a time. was a regular in the days before I was even coming to BWOMS events. But he found us again through the internet. He's currently making his home in Gainesville, Florida, and he's got some music for us. So everyone, please welcome Lychin to our digital stage when you're ready.
Hello. First, I owe an apology. If you heard the last event, yeah, that was unpleasant, so I apologize for that. So I'm hoping I can redeem myself. Whatever I'm about to play is impromptu, but we'll see how it goes. I think I'm prepared. We walk this line one step at a time. Through the noise, through the fun. In the face of the storm, we won't fall apart. Strength comes from the heart and the will to start. We are the voices that refuse to break. The hands that build, the hearts that ache. But together we rise. We push through the lights. We break all the chains that try to confine. We hold these truths that all are free. Rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of the dream. We stand by the words that echo in the hall. Freedom for speech and justice for all. Power of the people, not the few. We are the many, standing true. The right to assemble, to question, to ask, to demand what's ours, to be born, to be me. Thank you.
Wonderful. Great job. All right. So thank you very much. Where can people find more of that on the internet if that's what they're inclined to do?
I have a band camp. It's called Lichen Germ. So you can find my music there.
Right. We will forward that link into the YouTube chat. Thank you again very much for joining us. Like I always say, only thing better than a first-time performer is a second-time performer here on our little digital stage. There we go. I love it when I get to do my little catchphrases. That's one of the joys I have in life. You make a little catchphrase and then you say it when it's appropriate. But yes, again, thank you very much, Leighton. So we're going to continue our mic, and we're going to be headed up to South Euclid, Ohio, where we have a double poet laureate, both city and council. Let's see, who are some Ohio poets? I think Hanifa Durrakib is still in your way as far as the state goes, but you're moving up in the world. So everyone, please welcome Doc Janning to the stage.
Thank you. I appreciate. This is titled Summer Nocturne. A placid lagoon, the setting sun of a summer day, an evening of roses, a swan's nocturne, a dreaming stroll at water's edge, a park bench, heads on shoulders, a soft exchange, a kiss, and gladsome love in full bud blossoms. This is Reiki and convergence. In the convergence of night with dawn, in the invocation of sunrise and an eon's old chant spoken in nature's ancient palette, a chorus of adviasis and a hymn of beginnings, an eternal horizon is crossed into the silent song of day, and sun's light-born Reiki begins. This is brand new, titled Waters of Life. Sacred rivers and streams, holy waters, waters of life. Comet born, Big Bang born, flowing in currents of time, flowing in eternal samsara. Every drop recycled, every drop bringing growth and change. Ancient elixir, flowing land to lake, lake to sea, thence to skies. Infinite cycle. And this is titled Dhyana, spelled Dhyana. It's a Sanskrit term meaning meditation. Departing veils of dawn in a procession of light, sun rises in majesty of day, treading in soft measured pace, it rises to noontime zenith in blue baldachin of sky. Thence it paces through time, a slow descent to twilight, to deep golds and purples of gloaming. Shades and shadows of night become Mazarin dark, and Sol rests, awaiting dawn. All in diurnal cycle, Dhyana, a samsara of ancient future and present past. Infinity expressed in moments. And I'm going to finish with a cover poem by a gentleman in Colorado whose name is Milt Mays. No, excuse me. This is a lady who lives in, I think it's in Missouri. Her name is Agnes Voita. And this is from a chapbook titled Magpies Anthology Volume 2. It's put out by another poetry group I belong to called ZOEM, Z-O-E-M. This is unlabeled. I reject your labels. I do not wish to appropriate a designation I do not deserve, a badge I did not earn. I can tell you what dreams fuel my days and what longings my nights. I cannot tell you what that makes me. I am both particle and wave, oscillate between the poles, span the continuum of frequencies. I do not fit into your boxes. And I am the compass needle that points wherever the magnet is. You cannot use my orientation to define north. Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you, Doc. Interesting cover. Thank you for bringing our attention to that artist as well. Is there anything you have going on that you want to plug? Anything local or online?
Well, this coming Saturday at 3 o'clock Eastern time, I am running an in-person event at our local library called A Gathering of Laurels. It's going to be 7 poets laureate, current and past, reading their work. And of course, I am one of the 7.
Right. Quite a laurel there. Well, thanks very much for joining us, Doc.
Thank you.
Right. Okay, and we're taking it back to the mothership for this next performer. We're taking it back to El Paso, the Paris of the Southwest, and we're bringing up someone we met this year who's really made an impact on all of our different online events, and real happy we get to hear once again Ed Gonzalez. Ed, when you're ready.
Okay, thank you very much. Much gratitude. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Kit. Happy Monday, everybody. At BWOMS, I hope you enjoy. Let's see. I've got an old one from the archives, actually from Friday the 13th, long past. I got a Tumblewords. The one, let's see, the one with Senor Marrufo, and I got 2 covers. So I hope you enjoy. This was entitled 13. We rise again and tarry not to fall again. Strength gained from rising again. Our will assist in the future so long as the will remains. The brain and the body will follow, standing alone in the dark as the breeze cruises through the trees and what's left of my hair. With only the wind turbine whirring away, I stand mid-yard, folding away the passing thoughts, blowing along as the vigil continues in the night, as my visual stand continues, as the moon sails the sky. I swat back those paralyzing demon anxious thoughts that will sit solid unless we beat them back. With our grounding ourselves barefooted on Mother Earth, now with strength and clarity of mind, we bask under the moon on this Friday the 13th. Huzzah! All right, that was an old one from way back. And let's see, this is the one, this is entitled a number 2, a last Tumblewords, a magnificent Tumblewords by Senor Marrufo, entitled number 2. Number 2 sibling at once was the center point of our family. She would always show up in the nick of time to help me, or hoist me away, or at least hand me off to a reliable relative. It's hard to believe she's gone. That is the question asked by everyone, blood or not. She was a reliable sister. I would see crows, even grackles walking around on the hood of my truck, or on the roof of my house, and at that moment I knew to give her a call. Every time she would answer the phone, she would say, "Hey, I was just thinking about you." Or if it was me, I would touch a tree and ask her to give me a call. She was always there. But now, with inheritance money involved in the equation, she stabs all of us in the back. And then the cone of silence. Sheesh. Money, money, money. Anyway, this next one is by one of my favorite writers and one of my favorite people in the world, Miss Kai Cogan. I got from this book. And when she sent me an autographed copy, she also sent me some seeds that she harvested herself. These morning glory seeds came with the book. I was hoping Robin was here because I know she would appreciate that one. But anyway, like I said, Kai Cogan, coming to a poem again. There are many ways to come to a poem again. When you feel broken in two, step silently toward the page as if it's something you can fall into. Heart first, then hands, open and waiting. Pressing cheekbone to the blankness, asking, am I still here? Then listen. Wait. You have walked through the fallow fields, hours, days, weeks, months, without words. But they've never been gone, not truly. Their sounds just move in different songs, perhaps in color, perhaps shadow and light, perhaps a flight in the trees, or in a drop of dew. The words you cling to still cling to you. Silence speaks, and time. Listen. Wait. Realize you are the language. The fertile ground is your own wild life. The poem is your breath, your heartbeat, your heart. Returning, returning, returning to the page, to a poem. Kai Cogan. Okay, this is a person. Oh, you know what? Gosh, I can't believe I did that. I'm slipping. Apologies, everybody. Apologies, Miss Kai Cogan. Apologies. If and when you go back on YouTube and listen, apologies. I forgot my hat, but I did put it on. This is actually a piece I wrote, and I included some a sort of checklist from someone, a wonderful, amazing person, writer, human being. And in honor of Cesar Chavez Day. Purpose now. In a world that is seemingly spinning out of control, we are in it nonetheless, especially now. That indifference that allows and has allowed this shame-filled conservatism, wielding fascist values, as those Kool-Aid punch-drunk follow along like trained monkeys. No offense to the monkeys. As we stand on the shoulder of great tribes throughout generations, no truer words spoken, but by a great light. Number one, honor the hands that harvest. Number two, why is it that farm workers feed the nation but can't get food stamps? Three, every moment is an organizing opportunity. Every person a potential activist. Every minute a chance to change the world. Number four, we must use our lives to make the world a better place to live, not just acquire things. That is what we are put on the earth for, to make things better. Number five, let's teach our kids in kindergarten level what contributions of people of color were building the United States of America. Number six, don't let people drive wedges between us, because there is only one human race. And these words passed on to us by an amazing person, Dolores Huerta. It is a banner to wave for all of us. A giant, once awakened, will not sleep. There is no quit, only fire. All right, and that was it. I want to thank BWOMS, Kit, and Richie. Always gratitude for Monday night open mic. It makes my Monday so much better. And so many other people too. And for the amazing writers featured here today. And I'm also very excited about the return to the East Side on April 10th. Hopefully I didn't jump the gun on that, but I wanted to bring it up because I'm super excited. And I also wanted to prompt the El Paso Poetry Workshop group. We're on Facebook. If you want to jump on, take a look if you have any questions. Aloha, everybody. Thank you very much for the time.
Hi, thank you, Ed. And yes, please do check out that El Paso Poetry Group. So a lot of great local folks are associated with that. People like Cassie Holguin Perinato. I think Aldo Amparan. I think they're in that sometimes. Yeah, a lot of great folks like Ed. He's one of those great folks. David Dorado Road, that's another one. Sorry, I'm just dropping every local name I can think of because I love this city. But we're going to leave this city for a little bit. We're going to go up to where the Monongahela and the Allegheny meet in Formby, Ohio, in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It's a little geography lesson for you. And we are going to talk with our good friend, Vale Larkin. Screen share is turned on, so you should be good to go, Vale.
Thank you. And I know I said I'd be off camera, but then I remembered what day it was and that I was contractually obligated to be visible. So it's Trans Day of Visibility, and I'm going to read a couple pieces about my own intersections there. This first piece is about intersex life in some respects, and intersex is when someone is born with features or genetics which do not match the binary male-female genders. It happens quite commonly. They are typically surgically altered near or at birth to make them appear more male or female in this country. It's a bad scene. Born, I burned their eyes. Born, I burned their eyes. They cut me to make me missing and misshapen to their desires, I was cut to them. Born, I broke their hearts with my existence, my resistance to the normal way of going about being a body. They cut me into pieces. Through the pieces made me, oh, they made me their desires. Born, I burned their eyes. Their wise men came and told them I was in danger or dangerous or both at once. And anyway, it's so important that they cut me up and piece me back together into their desires, like I am burning for their eyes, like razor blades and baby rattles, all blue and pink and red all over. I burned them. They willed me into half of who and some of what, and almost like, but never quite, they took me whole and made me broken, cut to their desires. Have a baby, make it right, plain and perfect, strong and bright. Watch it grow and growing, go beyond the boxes in your sight. Have you ever disappointed your parents by taking your first breath? Thank you. I am trans. Not trans like tranny. Not trans like freak. Not trans like groomer. Not trans like hate. Trans like opening. Trans like embrace. Trans like progress. Trans like wholeness. Trans like when I asked my mother, why can't I be both? All the sides and everything in between. I was 4 years old and she seemed confused by my question. Trans, like seeing myself in everyone. Each girl, each boy, each young, each old, every face and facet felt like part of me, or at least like I was part of them. Trans, like when I wished to stop time. They grew like fears, like an iron maiden encasing me, hiding my body and all its potential under the weight of the world's regard. Some worship, some scorn, but always toward them, their gravity pulling myself out of shape. Trans, like the first time I said, no, I will not wear those clothes anymore. The ones that feel like plastic costumes and purple face paint when I put them on. The ones that show them something I am not. I will not do that. Like the first time I said, yes, I love the way I look with my neck bare, my jawline softly solid, my eyes bright and stark in the high-browed expanse of my revealed face. Yes, I love seeing my whole body, entire and extending from neck to feet, like a unified body and not one split by incongruous ranges. In removing, I have revealed. I am trans like a world where the world sees you instead of burying you. I am trans like looking in every direction but the one you are facing for years, for a lifetime nearly, and then finding that all that was needed was to release the tension, relax, and be. Thank you.
It's you, Bill. It's there anything you'd like to plug in this space? Where can the people find more of you? That's what they want to do.
This is sort of for someone else's event, but there is an event tomorrow in honor of Rawl M. James, who was a community member who recently passed. And this will be at Spoken Word Online. I think you can look it up on Facebook. I don't have permission to share the link I have, or I would give you that, but look it up on Facebook. The event runs from 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time because it's primarily a European event. Lantern Carrier is organizing the memorial. If you guys.
All right. Well, thanks very much for that, Vale. Thanks very much for your presence, for giving us something to look at on Trans Visibility Day, for your work and for your presence in the world. Yes, and once again, rest in peace of Rawling James. We mentioned him last week amidst the names. I believe he came here once in 2022. I can't give you an exact date, but he is somewhere in our archive, so he is a part of our history as well. So we are going to hang on. I have something for this. Because at the risk of some of you looking at me as askance, I have to disclose that I wrote this intro in advance. Next, we go to the capital of our nation, because our next poet has reached a high station in life of regard, of good feeling, of esteem, and not just because of the way his smile beams, but because of the unstoppable force of his rhyme. He can serve it to you straight or with a wedge of lime. But you've had enough of the imitation, and it's time for the real thing. Please welcome Eddie Foreman to the stage. Ed Poetastic.
Thank you, kid. Your rhyme was simply divine. I just love your chime each and every time. Woo! Thank you so much, and happy Trans Invisibility Day. Thank you, Vale and David, for your wonderful, deep wordplay. But my name is Ed Potastic, I'm feeling fantastic. Please type good Joe, my Ryan File sublime. You're gonna have a heck of a time. I have 11 knock jokes and 3 poems from our wonderful host and teacher, Richie. He taught on Tub Words on Saturday, and we made so much wordplay on a wonderful Saturday. But first, here's a joke. Knock knock. Knock knock. Thank you. Chicken.
Chicken who?
Chicken my pockets, but I can't find my keys. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Lion.
Lion who?
Just lying here on the doorstep waiting for you to let me in. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Howard.
Coward who?
Howard who? Good. How are you?
I'm doing okay.
That's great. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Mint.
Mint who?
Meant to tell ya I was coming by. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Pooch.
Pooch who?
Put your hat on. It's cold outside. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Saul.
Saul who?
Saul there ain't no more. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Gwen.
Gwen who?
When will these jokes ever end? Knock knock.
Who's there?
Wafer.
Wafer who?
Been away for a while, but now I'm back. Knock knock. I'm sorry. Yeah. Sorry. Knock knock. I'm sorry.
Who's there?
Tuba.
Tuba who?
Tuba toothpaste. Now brush your teeth. And the last one. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Harley.
Harley who?
Harley Bird gets the worm.
Get out of my house.
Oh, you like this one. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Espresso.
Espresso who?
Express yourself. Then everyone will know how you feel.
Yeah.
Welcome to BWOMS. Oh my God. Thank you so much, David, for helping me out. I love when you perform and shout and tell what it's all about. Thank you so very much. My first poem is called poem is called Life Questions. What is life? What is right? What am I? Why am I a guy? Where must we live? Where must we give? Question on questions, variations on calculations. Why does the bird fly? Why do we sigh or cry? Where must we die? Why do we like pie? Why do you do the things you do? Stumped? Here's some love for you. Thank you. This is called Recollecting the Gaps. Memory is a tricky thing. It's grasping something. You can't remember it, but your mind gets the hint. It keeps on nerves on edge, but instantly falling off the ledge. Remember holding it, yet our touch is split. Remember smelling it, yet the scent is absent. Here's a trick. Be like an elephant. Retrace your steps. Yes, that's excellent. The gaps are refusing to be sealed. Memories are what we yield, so keep recollecting and never yield. Another thing is to write it down. You're not a forget-me-gus or a clown. Thank you. And this is called The Watcher. He's watching me, but I'm watching you. Oh, I'm in your poetry. What am I to do? I'm a portal to a different world, connected to different devices. Oh, the news. Please don't hurl. Please be mindful of your vices. Sometimes you turn me off, but I'm always here and near. I'm cozy in your roomy loft. A spy. No, you have nothing to fear. I'm a person in movie theater. Vote noises, tickets, or trailers. I'm the screen, but miniature. You can bring anything, including liquor. What am I? I'm the corner of your eye, or the first thing you see at Best Buy. It's the truth. I tell no lies. Did you give up? Don't leave your stump. Please don't fist bump. Please don't slump. I used to have antennas with black and white retinas. I'm more up than the news. You get the clue. That's your clue. That's your cue. And last but not least, this is called First Last. We're always behind the back of our minds. We can't stay blind by the rushing tide. We're all winners. We're all beginners. We're not losers. We're not snoozers. We have unique skills. We can help or kill. We send chills or thrills. We the queens or kings of the hill. Don't be belittled by society. They don't stand variety. They don't stand who you are. You're a bright, shining star. Please stop having high expectations. Why not go on a stress-free vacation? Who are you trying to impress? Don't press for progress. You want to be like everyone else? You're a book on the globe bookshelf. Why can't you appreciate you? Maybe you need to change your view. Why must you outdo everyone? The moon isn't outdoing the sun. Everything isn't a competition. It's not a life grand definition. Maybe point the telescope within. Be your cheerleader and your friend. You don't live twice, but once. Be a happy sage than an arrogant dunce. Thank you so very much.
Elegant fence. Well, I mean, as long as they can dance, they can wear whatever kind of hat they want. Eddie, where can the people find more of you?
Well, you can find more of me by coming to this wonderful, stupendous, potastic open mic that makes our Monday night in this wonderful, potastic spotlight. All right, but if you want to follow me, please feel free. My Facebook is Eddie Foreman 92. No, my Facebook is Eddie Foreman, and my IG is Eddie Foreman 92. And always remember, I'll be there with many potastic words to share. All right, but if you send me a quest, if you take guess, the answer is yes. Hope everyone stays safe and blessed. Never stop spewing the one words outside your chest. Never stop being and feeling and doing your best. And always remember that you're more important than you ever know. Don't stop your flow and never ever stop your glow. If you don't know, now you know. I love this show.
All right. Thanks very much, Ed. I hope he doesn't have an evil twin. That guy would be trouble. That would. Yeah, I don't. Let me stop thinking about that. We're going to start now with our international portion of the evening. Just realized something funny is on my screen. Anyway, but we are going to start the international portion of our evening. We're going to go up to Ontario, Toronto. She's been a fixture at these mics. She is a great performer, is very thoughtful, and also, it's a great presence in the after parties whenever because we stay up and we like to do what poets do sometimes. So, Cassie, when you're ready, please take it away.
Thank you, Kit. Hi, everyone. Okay, can you hear me okay?
Loud and clear.
Okay, thank you. All right. I am going to start with something that I thought was right here in front of me. Okay, here we go. This first poem is called Envy of the Birds. All poets note the space, the distance, the weight, the air before it leaves the room, but usually the after, and of course the birds, for they've left before there was room, before there was after. They know the secret. To ease isn't flight, but untethering, unburdening from too long a pause. It isn't the flight we envy, but their knowledge that no one thought or possibility must be considered for too long. That's my first poem here. Just one moment here. Just gotta make sure I have the second piece ready to go here. Okay. This is called Chasing Certainty. It must look rather silly, a whirlwind you might mistake for a girl in her yard, on a blustery fall day, trying to pin it all down, attempting to assure certainty, to make it stay, in the form of securing the clothesline and its precious socks that live there, who don new clothespins daily, each promising of better security, so that nothing important escapes. Though they twist and spin, contort to evade flurried little fingertips, the blue ones especially, fuzzy and frayed, darned so many times they are more patch than sock, containing little squares that read, "You are eternally loved," and you undoubtedly belong. They're always slipping on the brink of flight. Meanwhile, the leaves release from their branches, whispering thank you as they go, and dance down the street. as if on the edge of singing sweet freedom, and the birds flit from post to post, telephone wire to telephone wire, drifting with the breeze, but never lost, light with the ease of release, secure in their untethering. Okay. And this third one is called Securely Unmoored. And I have to make sure that it's here in front of me. Okay. Securely unmoored, I am not the bird that flits from post to post, secure in its untethering. I am not the tide that comes and goes, sure in its drifting. My mind gets stuck in the sand. I am not the sailor who is apt at changing course when the sea bites at my hand. I owe a lot to my steadfast mind, its commitment to observation, to the study of wind patterns, and good techniques for anchoring. But I am often stuck, committed to sharp, unrelenting waters, when I could open the sails and let haphazard take over as my guide. All right. And one more here, one more original. This is called In Our House, after Ada Limon. In our house, the morning air is brimming with poetry, softly careening from loudspeakers from the early 2000s for the sake of nostalgia. In every corner of the house, beauty drifting, mixing with the warm remnants, jasmine tea, wafting up and over the edge of the second floor balcony, floating through the hallway, catching words like river and release, softly slipping like a summer breeze under bedroom doorways, gently greeting the late risers. We are wired for maybe, not in the absence of our belief, but in the space for possibility, room for answers that we cannot see or touch. For in our house, we are cautioned that when you close the door on what you know, new truths can't make it in. We trust in our unknowing, in the quiet mystery of the maybes that are tucked deep inside uncertainty. And I have just one short cover poem here. This is called Mysteries, Yes, by Mary Oliver. Truly we live with mysteries too marvelous to be understood. How grass can be nourishing in the mouths of the lambs. How rivers and stones are forever in allegiance with gravity, while we ourselves dream of rising. How two hands touch and the bonds will never be broken. How people come from delight or the scars of damage to the comfort of a poem. Let me keep my distance always from those who think they have the answers. Let me keep company always with those who say, look, and laugh in astonishment and bow their heads. All right, so that's what I have for poetry for this evening. If you are curious to occasionally come across more of my work, I do infrequently post some of my poetry on my Instagram at Relentless Intrigue. You can also follow me on Substack, which is I very infrequently use, but will eventually get around to posting more on. Again, at Relentless Intrigue on Substack. All right, thank you, Kit. Thank you, everyone.
Cassie, real pleased with really, thank you very much for your performance, for your presence. Well, what's fun about when I get to host, because hosting is very special and it's a very selfless thing. If I am the host and I'm what people remember, I've done my job wrong. It's out everyone else. So normally the tradition is that a host doesn't get to perform. And that's a little constraining for our usual host, Richie Marrufo. But he gets to stretch out a little bit now. He gets to actually say his wonderful poetry for us. So everyone, please welcome to the stage, Richie Marrufo.
What's up, everyone? I forgot about that and I had to reset my mic, so give me a quick moment so I can hear myself. Yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in as always. I want to start with my cover poem. Um, this is from my friend Jose Olivares, his first collection called Citizen Illegal. Jose visited El Paso a little while back, a couple times actually, but on one occasion he did a reading, a book signing, as well as an open mic with us at the college. Again, this Friday we're gonna have Gabriel Dosal, but I'll leave that to the end. This is from his first book. It's called My Family Never Finished Migrating. We Just Stopped. We invented cactus to survive the winters we created steel at my dad's mill. I saw a man dressed like a Martian walk straight into fire. The flames licked his skin, but like a pet, it never bit him. In the desert, they find our baseball caps, our empty water bottles, but never our bodies. Even the best ice agents can't track us through the storms. But I have a theory. Some of our cousins don't care about LA or Chicago. They build a sanctuary underneath the sand, under the skin we shed, so we can wear the desert like a cobija, under the bones of our loved ones, bones worn thin as thorns to terrorize blue agents, bones worn thin as guitar strings, so when the wind blows, we can follow the music home. All right. And next is one of mine. It is one I don't read often because it's unedited. But here we are. In the silence of this wind-blown world, the border wall is a crumpled skeleton of rust scattered along this cynical landscape. An homage to the worst of us. But my story isn't here. It's in the stars. In the vast expanse of this void, I dream of my ancestors who stretched their legs in full sprint along the rolling plains, conquered mountaintops, and rested in the shade of giant sequoia. In the confines of this metallic hole, I yearn. In the agony of yearning, my heart pulses with the fury of the stars. I yearn for the sensation of soft soil running through my toes, breathing in the freshness of a recent rainfall, in the desert and the sound of the ocean's thundering dance along the shore. And yet, here, I breathe in the hum of this drifting vessel, inspired machinations maneuvering toward horizons my ancestors could only dream about. The cosmic winds rumble in new rhythms. I am the dream of my ancestors who looked up at the skies and wept. All right. little little sci-fi space travel one that I wrote with Cassie's workshop a while back. Cool. And that's it for me. Instagram, Deadwall Reveries. Come catch us this week, Tuesday, tomorrow. We'll be at Mono Bar, Wednesday, Crown of Crows. Thursday, hey, it's a day off. Friday at EPCC, Valle Verde campus and the Falstaff, and Saturday at Mountain Star Brewing for Jazz Night. All right, cool. Thank you, Kit.
Thank you, Richie. I'm glad I could help lighten the load ever so slightly in another very busy, very cool week here in El Paso. People say there's nothing to do in El Paso. It's like, yeah, that's because you're 15, you jerk. But I'm going to read a couple of my own before we close the night out. We're gonna test a few out. We're gonna look at some things that aren't really finished, and we're gonna see what they sound like. Yeah, Dan knows. I don't know if you saw my private message. That's part of why I'm doing this. Did not confirm receipt. But I don't meet the fitness requirements for the revolution. I should have probably listened to my gym bro friend. He has not gone the way of many gym bros in this hour. Is that simply because he knows me and listens to me? Does that sound ridiculous out loud? Yeah, a little. Bear with me. I have seen that no profession, no technical level, no hobby, no demographic is immune to fascism. But I have fewer stories of painful friend breakups than others. If I attributed that solely to myself, what would it take for you to disprove that? Do I sound ridiculous? The most important fights are ones where I'm not on the front line. My slot machine came up all cherries, cis, white, hetero, jackpot. I even like my parents. Perhaps the soft power of friendship acts the same way as soft power abroad. Every dollar spent on hospitals is not only not spent on bullets, but no longer needs to be spent on bullets. I don't like the idea of every little decision I make having political echoes. I don't like broccoli. They still sell it. It still grows. I didn't arrive at my beliefs through pure intellectual exercise, but from caring about the people I care about. I know that the soft power of friendship gets results because I am one. So I spray out electrons of connection, hoping to bond. Every ion makes it harder for you to break and pretend that you're alone. Not directly about trans-day visibility, but that is on my mind most days. This is barely even a poem, but well, let's see what it sounds like. Noah's Ark is one of my favorite stories in Genesis because it shows God is subject to mistakes. It starts with him mired in regret. This life thing was a mistake, God thinks. And then he catalogs the thing he wants to save. He's thinking critically about his own creation. And with seconds to spare, he remembers to let Noah on too. A hasty gesture of gratitude and an admission of error. The rainbow is a covenant, a contract, and an apology. Isn't that beautiful? A God who apologizes? A God who recognizes when he's gone too far? Dan, chime off in the chat when you're ready, because we're doing this for your benefit, bud. But while we're waiting for that, I do want to brag a little bit, as unseemly as it might be, because EPCC's Journal Chrysalis has taken a couple of my poems on. And I believe it's going to be in their fall 2025 issue. And so I'm going to read one of those. I'm going to read At the Concierge Desk of the Nightmare Hotel. As soon as I find it in my big little document, here it is. Some of my dreams are bad ideas. I safely watch them play out like I would watch a sun bear clamber up his tree at the zoo. Some of my dreams are warnings. They are not prophetic, though. They messed up my own diction there. They are not prophetic, though. They are staid, matter of fact, like the training video at a chemical factory. I try to play it safe. I try to encourage my dreams to be slightly altered memories, deleted scenes and storyboards of a plausibly altered past. But I could only buy what he offers me. The concierge of the Nightmare Hotel keeps smiling, but his eyes keep doing other things. His eyes are not even unified in their mandate. As one rolls to the ceiling, I stiffly and formally say, I would like the sex dream, please. And he says, do you want to make it weird? We can make it weird. I'm aware He offered to let me die once. In our brief negotiation, I extracted no pain and no blood and watched outside my body as I was electrocuted by a faulty headset. There followed a total silence, a silence that weighed something. When I woke up, I was startled, dismayed, untrusting of the life after death. The world now holds true, but when it devolves into clicks and fuzz like a UHF television turned with malice, I think again of the silence of the tomb, which I had for about 10 minutes. I want it again. I would not abuse this gift. It would be orienting, a factory reset that turns annoyances back into novelties. But I know how I must sound to you, like the casualty in every anti-drug PSA, and the concierge at the Nightmare Hotel is far too eager to give me what I want. Okay, well, as Joe Nuxel used to say on Cincinnati Red's broadcast, it's almost time for the old right-hander around third and head for home. But before we do that, we got to actually call him up. So we're going to the bullpen, and we're ending the Monday night the only way we ever end Monday nights, with Dan the Man giving us his perspective. Dan, when you're ready.
Excuse me. We know, we know today is, I think 13 days ago, well, 14 days ago was St. Patrick's Day. Today was Cesar Chavez Day. Tomorrow's April Fool's Day. And then Tuesday is Autism Awareness Day. And we are 21 days away till Easter Sunday, which will be on the day of 420 Marijuana Day, the day you get high on Easter Sunday. That's weird. And we're 28 days away of Blue Sunday. Oh, and minus 5, it would be 23 days away till Earth Day. And today, and yeah, I know. And also tomorrow starts the day of National Poetry Month. Yep, throughout April. And but today marks 30 years, 3 decades, the day we've lost a legend. Well, we want to consider her a legend. Well, definitely a legend. She's the Pop Tejano singer-songwriter already on a rise to fame. Her name is Selena. And I was 11 when she left the world. Yeah, I barely heard of her. But 3 decades, we still hear the music, and it's still a legend. Today, she would have been 53. Yeah, even if she was still around, I would have made her kind of like a simple meet and greet, like an autograph, a picture, and we're good. Yeah. And I also had a wish that I wish he won an Academy Award. That would have been nice. Well, we know in April will be her 54th birthday. But today, we honor Selena on the day of Cesar Chavez Day. Well, may she rest in peace. Yeah. Okay. Looking forward for tomorrow for National Poetry Month. We start day one. Aside from April Fool's Day, but on the 2nd, on Tuesday, Light It Up Blue. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. No. Wednesday, my bad. Wednesday's Light It Up Blue. Yeah. Yeah, and today another season premiere of State Line Music Series. The day. All right. Okay, guys. Thank you very much. I'm still I'm hoping to do my update for my blog tomorrow. Get it uploaded. I'll get it uploaded on YouTube. I'll have it uploaded on Instagram. Depend. I don't think I'm gonna do it on my phone because if it's way over 15 minutes, I'll do it. I'll upload it by YouTube. Okay. All right. And I hope to upload the lost interviews of the State Line Music Series I did. What's the final five? What's the final five of from 2 years ago? So, all right, guys. You have a great night. Kit, let's go ahead and call it a night. Well, make sure tell Richie to call it a night. So it's no fight to the light. All right. Thanks, everybody.
All right.
See
Thank you,
you.
Dan.
See you on the month of National Poetry.
That's right. Tomorrow is April. It'll be the 5-year anniversary of us doing these shows for all the nice people all over the world. So thank you for being part of a long-standing tradition by this point. Yes, and thanks for the remembrances of Selena. It's a truly tragic thing. I think it was more tragic than people realize. I don't think a lot of people have taken in like the particulars of the case. It's a very, very sad story. But to get out of that mood, pardon me, another jam-packed weekend for BWOMS. Jam-packed week, rather. Weekends are actually kind of nice. So Tuesday at Mona, and that is the Wild West show. That's where the comics are still allowed to ply their uncivilized, undignified trade. And Wednesday, Crown of Crows, storytelling. A unique format, a special occasion. I'm really excited to see how it all plays out. It's full of mystery, full of all sorts of things. And then Friday, Gabriel Dolzal in partnership with the community college. These readings are always wonderful every time I've been. 2 years ago, like Richie mentioned, we had Jose Olivares. Last year, we had Jose Hernandez Diaz, who's a bad Mexican, bad American. A wonderful set of prose poems, and he was very kind and gracious to everyone who read during the open period. So was Jose Olivares, for that matter. Yeah, another great week to be us. As Dan commanded, I will formally give it off to Richie for the official sign. But thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you around.
All right. Thanks, Kit. Took away all my announcements, but yeah, April is Poetry Month, so I think one thing that would be cool is, so again, it's 30 for 30. If you guys are interested in doing that, I'm still trying to figure out the medium I want to do that. I was thinking if you message us, you know, we have a contact form on our website, but I guess any social media you have us on, shoot us a message, and like if you have like some short pieces, like 1/30, 2/ each day you write something, we can probably, if you message it that night or that morning, we can post it the next day. So that'd be kind of cool to like share some of the stuff people are working on. If I find a better I was also thinking about maybe using the maybe a Substack. We're gonna create a Substack just for that you guys can subscribe to, and it will be like a compilation. Obviously, so some people already use that. But if you have any suggestions, let me know. But be on the lookout for that. If you're gonna write like 30 for 30, send in what you have and we'll put it out there. And it'd be cool to kind of like have as a little compilation at the end of the month to see the kind of all the work people have been doing. Obviously, that's also really a really great opportunity to have new stuff to read every Monday. So yeah, we'll be back next Monday. Thanks to everyone who tuned in, and we will see you then. All right, everyone have a great week. Be safe out there. Punta trucha, and don't be any fools. All right, no, don't be a fool out there. All right, see you next week for the live stream. My name is Rich. Thank you, Kit.